What's up? Mitchell James here. So, I'll be honest. Just got out of the shower, right? Getting ready for work, but I wanted to make this video because when I was in the shower, I was doing a lot of thinking. And who doesn't do their best thinking in the shower? Am I right? I know I'm right. I was thinking of a song and I thought, you know what? There's a lot of people, and I was one of them when I first started songwriting, that wondered, how do you songwrite? How do you start songwriting? What do you do first? What do you think about while you're songwriting? How do you structure it? Stuff like that. So I'm not gonna do exactly like a full tutorial of how to structure songs and stuff. There's plenty of that on YouTube already. But I thought, hey, maybe someone wanted to know how I personally write songs. So why not jump into it? I call this songwriting, and it's also vlog number 2. We'll call it that. So, my music here in the background, by the way. I'll turn it up a little bit so you can hear what I got. It's just looping right now, but it's pretty punky, right? And that's kind of what I was thinking of this song. So when I was in the shower, I was like, okay, and be weird about it, guys, come on. No. I was thinking, I realized I was thinking too much, and I know we all do that. So I was like, you know, I'm not the only one that thinks too much, and I'm not the only one that deals with stuff and problems and overthinking, so why not write a song about it? And now I actually have written a song about it before on my phone. I can't find it, but that's okay, because it was a terrible song anyway. Basically it was like, oh, you think too much, oh, you drink too much. It was really like, it was too many rhymes, and I'll talk about that. But this one I was thinking of, it was very punk inspired, pop punk inspired, I would say. But the whole thing that was going through my head was this nice line that goes from, on a musical staff, it's like up here, and then down, and then a couple half steps down. Like, yeah, it does it quick, and my way of explaining things is weird for anybody that knows theory really well. I've been there. But basically what the words that were in my head was, I think too much, right? Pretty simple, and it was just that 4 times. So I'm gonna write that down, because that's what was in my head. So when I start songwriting, first thing I do is I jot down verse, melody. If I'm playing on an instrument, I'll jot down those notes, or the chords. You just jot stuff down whether you're going to keep it or not. So I'm going to jot down, I think too much, right? And I'll just put a ×4 to save time. I put something there, right? I might put, I'm not going to put an O at the beginning, because the way the song is going to work is, I think too much, I think too much. And yeah, I had the melody going. I'll have to try to figure it out again, because I think too much, and I kind of lost sight of the memory. But once I start thinking about the song again, I'll get it back, because I was actually thinking about the verses and stuff. But I mean, yeah, you get something in your head and you just keep it going. You write down words. Some of them work, some of them don't. You know, I kind of do like bubble paper. So I'll show you my sheet here in a minute. I'm actually gonna get a new one so I do this right. I'm just gonna put think too much at the top, right? And maybe the song works out and I get it recorded and it sounds great, and maybe it doesn't, and that's fine, right? So I'm gonna go, I think too much. I was just really feeling it, you know. I've been going through some stuff in life like we all do. And I'm gonna put chorus there, and then for maybe a verse, see, now this is where it gets tough, and this is the part that people get stumped on. I was like, oh my god, I don't know how to do this. You guys can do it, okay? It's not that hard. You just got to give it some more time than 5 minutes. I'm gonna finish this song. I'm gonna bring it back in my head, because I kind of lost the melody that I was going for. But it's going to come back to me, and when it's done, I'll show you at the end of the video, whether it's a picture, something, I'll figure it out. But I'm going to show you this stuff, but I mean, that's what I do. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do I'm just going to jot this down. I don't like it, but I'm jotting it down as a starting place so I can build anyway. And then what's nice about songwriting is some people are like, you have to have a foundation first, right? And then you can build up. And if your foundation's loose, it'll fall. That's not how it is with songwriting. See, with songwriting, it's still on the page. If you write a foundation or a first line or a first word or a title or, you know, just that first kind of idea put down first, that idea is going to stay there. So if you build up on top of it and then don't like that foundation, it's not going to crack and crumble. You can go back and change that. So there was one time I wrote a song called Goodbye, right? I think that one was on my phone. I changed, when I was writing the song, the entire idea switched in my head, and so it became a completely different song. It turned into, instead of Goodbye, I think it turned into Pushing Me Away. Yeah. So while I was writing it, so I wrote down the title, because I was just thinking, I was sad, I was like, goodbye, you know, this person that left my life, things like that. And so I had goodbye down, and then the words kind of go, you talk me down, you hate what I love. I really love you, but do you love me? You never said, and I never read, I am not ready to be alone. All right, and then the chorus, I was trying to make it something with the word goodbye, but the thing that was coming to head was, you push me away, I'll stay till you say, go away, you push me away. All right, so it completely switched, and I was like, well, I'm not really using the word goodbye anymore. And so, right, goodbye was that foundation piece, and then I didn't like it, but I liked where the song was going. If I didn't like where the song was going, I would just start over. But I did like where the song was going, so I went back to the foundation and changed it, and I changed the title, and the idea now was, you're pushing me away. So that's what the title of the song is. I mean, that's what it is for me anyway. That's my songwriting gig. Some people actually go on like trips, or they go and they be alone at like a park or something, and they actually go and separate themselves from their normal life, and then they call it, you know, their songwriting time, and they actually like schedule it. Like some bigger artist, Toby Mac, he said it during a concert that he was on like a songwriting trip, right? And he wrote an entire album. That was I shouldn't say the newest one that came out, but it was, you know, one of his newer albums that came out. The entire thing was pretty much written at the same time. I don't know if he wrote all of them on that trip, but I'm sure most of them were. And that's kind of a good way to do it, because you're getting that self-reflection. You're like, okay, what do I want to sing about? You're figuring it out and stuff. That's a good way to do it. So I do that sometimes, you know, like when I'm alone and I'm driving. I've written full songs while driving, mostly mentally, but then I'll actually put them down on my phone later. But I mean, yeah, you just gotta, you know, you gotta step away a little bit. Sometimes, like, songwriting is so fluid. Like, sometimes you're going through something, you know, maybe you just had a breakup, maybe you just lost a friend, or maybe just someone passed, or, you know, it could be anything. And that's when you feel like you want to write a song, because that's how it is for me. Some people can write happy songs all of the time, and it's like, yeah, I'm so happy right now, and life is perfect, and the sun is shining, and it's really great, and there's flowers and trees. Folk artists are good at that, and that's awesome. I honestly wish I could do that better, because I get my inspiration when I'm down, when things are pretty dark and bleak. So a lot of my songs are kind of sad, but I get so much crap for that. A lot of my family members are like, dude, you need to write happy songs, you'd be so good. So that's what I'm doing. Think Too Much here is going to be kind of like a anthem, because I'm not the only one that thinks too much, you know, and so that's kind of how it is. So yeah, I mean, I think that pretty much wraps it up. You just got to find, you know, I'll break it down kind of into 3 steps. You've got to find an inspiration. You know, what is going on in your head, whether it's good, bad, sad, angry, mad, whatever. Angry, mad. Okay? You got to find your inspiration. And then secondly, you need to just get some time to put it down. Just put it down on paper, put it down on your notes in your phone, type it out on your keyboard, or whatever, right? Just put it down so it's there, so you can look back at it. And then 3, it's just, you know, give it that time and work with it, you know. Give it some structure. Maybe if you know, play instruments and stuff, give it some music. If you don't play instruments and stuff, I mean, if you know how the song structure works, you know, like how verses, choruses, and bridge and all that stuff work, that's great. Then you got a song. If you don't know how that stuff works, like I said, there is so much stuff you can learn on YouTube. I've learned everything I know pretty much from YouTube. You can go and you can learn how that stuff works. You could learn it better than I even know, because I know there's all kinds of stuff, especially if you learn theory. There's so many things so many structures and pieces, but you know, basically you have a verse, chorus, bridge, intro, ending, and that can be it. Maybe pre-choruses or instrumentals or whatever. But yeah, I mean, once you get it structured, you have a song. Whether it sounds good or not, you won't know until there's music on it. And whether you supply that music, or if maybe if you sell it to a friend, or if you get it to somebody else, you know, a lot of bigger artists do that. That's up to you. But you just find that inspiration, make the time, and then give it your all and put it down. Give it the time. You can write a song. Anybody can write a song. I'm not a master songwriter. Okay, I'm just telling you what I do. And a lot of people like my songs. Okay? You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Okay? So I think that about wraps it up. So I will talk to you guys later. Make sure you like it. Make sure you subscribe. The more subscribers we get, the more stuff like this I can do. It'll be awesome. So if you like to stick around for stuff like this, like I said in a couple of videos before, you know, I like being real with fans and people. I like being real with people. I don't want to call them fans or subscribers and stuff, because that makes me seem higher. No, I just like the community. So, and that's what I want to build with my channel. So yeah, make sure you subscribe and do all that stuff. I know it sounds like a broken record, but it does help, and it's very motivating. So with that, I will talk to you guys later, and I will see you soon.